Ryan Poles is cooking with gas. He was not done yet. He traded back up into the 5th round with the Buffalo Bills. He sacrificed a 4th round pick for next year to get a 5th round pick this year. At number 144 overall, he selected Austin Booker, edge rusher out of Kansas. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears draft reaction video. Probably my last one of the year, unless Ryan Poles trades up again. Probably not going to happen, though, right at this point. There's not too many guys left I feel like he would want, besides maybe a center. We could still use a center, but I'm fine with punting on that until next year, right? Because this is a hell of a pick, okay? This is a very good pick because I saw some mocks, guys, with Austin Booker going a lot higher than this, okay? A lot, like 4th round. Some even had him going to the Bears at pick number 75. He's a very high ceiling type of pass rusher that could potentially be the steal of the draft. He played very little in college. If he stayed another year, had another season like he had last year for Kansas, he very easily could have been a top 2 round pick next year, I feel like, but he went to the NFL draft a little bit early, and I'm sure the Bears are happy about that because they got to get a very fantastic edge rusher prospect that is going to need some development, but I think he can play a good amount of snaps right away, rotate in and out with DeMarcus Walker on the opposite side of Montez Sweat, and I'm very happy the Bears did get somebody to address that defensive line depth issue because we didn't have great depth on the defensive line. I thought we might have to sign Yannick Ngakoue back, and maybe we still could, add him along too. But the Bears, even if Austin Booker is not going to be a full-time starter, right away, I think they got a lot better with a pick like this. And down the road, like in the future, maybe he could be a starter. You never know with the high ceiling that he actually has. So, big fan of the trade up. The Bears have multiple extra picks next year, so I don't care about losing a 4th round pick next year. We could very easily trade down, next year to recoup that 4th round pick. Or if Justin Fields plays 51% of the snaps for the Steelers, then we get a 4th round pick from the Steelers, right? So I'm rooting for Justin Fields and him beating out Russell Wilson to get this pick back eventually. But really phenomenal pick by Ryan Poles. Let's talk more about what he's going to be bringing to the Chicago Bears. So Austin Booker is 6'4", weighs 240 pounds, definitely on the lighter side in terms of weight. He can definitely bulk up during a full NFL offseason. And I'm sure Eberflus will ask him to maybe get a little bit heavier, get a little bit more stronger, but very good arm length. And if you look at his age, he's only 21 years old, so definitely has a lot of growing to do still. But I do like he's a younger prospect because his ceiling is going to be pretty high. He's not close to reaching that ceiling yet. If you look at his other testing, he tested pretty good, not amazing, but 7.36 RAS is pretty decent. It's not, elite, top of the league, but I feel like on tape he plays a lot faster because using his speed and first step was something he did pretty often last year at Kansas, and he beat a lot of opposing offensive tackles with those speed, finesse type of moves. And he actually has a lot of moves in his arsenal. Like, he's a very unique prospect in that he didn't have that much playing time in college football. He only played 505 snaps in all of college football. He only really played for Kansas. He transferred over from Minnesota, only played 1 year there for Kansas, but did not have much playing time, but showed off many different moves. He has the hand swipe, the cross chop, some inside moves, a lot of different stuff he has going on. And I think that's something that Eberflus and Poles probably really like, that even with his lack of experience, he already showed that he can be a very versatile pass rusher. He's very bendy too, which I love, that length and that bend coming off the edge, right? So there's a lot to work with his frame. He's a pretty decent run defender too, very physical against the run, very good pursuit. I think he could be a great run defender right away, and Eberflus does value those edge rushers that can play against the run. The Bears had the #1 run defense in the NFL last year, and Austin Booker could help add to that. And looking at his stats last year, so again, he only really played for 1 year, but last year for Kansas, he had 56 total tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 8 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. If you look at the PFF data, he had 37 pressures last year, 26 QB hurries, very high pass rush win rate of 14.8%, graded out really well against the pass, rushing the passer. So I'm pretty surprised he fell all the way down, in the 5th round too. I think that's why Ryan Poles did trade up, because he saw the high ceiling in him, and obviously the lack of experience is maybe why he fell, but there is so much to like in him, and as a rotational guy this year, I think he could make an impact for the Chicago Bears. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this pick in the comments down below. I'm personally a big fan because you're getting a guy at a position of need that's very high ceiling, very high upside, only 21 years old, fits the system very well, has that length that Eberflus wants. Like, it's a perfect match, and you got him in round 5, which is fantastic value. So all the Bears fans that were bitching about the Bears drafting Tory Taylor in the 4th round, you can stop bitching about that now, because we still got the edge some of you guys wanted just a little bit later in the draft for even better value. And we probably would not have gotten Tory Taylor in the 5th round with how good of a prospect he was in college football. So I am very impressed with how Ryan Poles handled this draft, man. Like, top to bottom, this is definitely my favorite draft he's had as GM of the Bears. Obviously, I mean, he had pick number 1 and pick number 9, so it's hard to screw those up. But even beyond that, like a high ceiling OT prospect to develop in Kieran Amagaji. You got, Tory Taylor, really good punter, could be a punter for the next 10, 15 years for the Bears. You got Austin Booker to add to the defense too. I'll be out with my official grades for the Bears draft probably tomorrow in a separate video, but I'm, initially really liking the Chicago Bears draft, which is, it's so fun to say that, to be excited about the Chicago Bears again, because I have not felt this way about the team in a long time, where all of these moves are making so much sense. The team is looking so good, and the energy in the fan base is at an all-time high. Leave your thoughts on this pick down below. I probably will not be having any more videos out today unless Ryan Poles trades up again, but leave your comments down below. As always, bear down.